Hello, y'all. Ooh, we have a pick a card reading. I've been thinking about this a lot because I haven't had the time to do any readings. Here's the thing, it's not that I haven't had time to do readings, it's that energetically I've been like, no, I just don't want to go through the zodiac readings, and I had done that to kind of play safe. No one, you know what? I'm beginning to think that the name Temporal Taurus, if y'all want to Google what temporal means, um, might be a curse because it's, temporary, right? So it's like, well, it's like the basis of it. It's like shifting and evolving. And I think I've changed my mind a dozen times on this channel. And one of the reasons for that is because whenever I do the blunt readings, I get so much feedback from people that are just whiny, and honestly, like, it's really difficult for me when I read a relatively entitled comment to not clap back because I want to be like, shut up. So, but I thought about that and I was like, that's my personality. I'm a very blunt, very straightforward reader. I'm a very blunt, straightforward advice giver. I'm very good about understanding human nature, and like, I'm a great hype team, but I'm not going to lie to you either. I'm not going to sit here in this little space and be like, oh, I think that he's probably thinking about you and he's probably scared and like, no, because here's the thing, people that want to communicate with us will communicate with us. We need to quit filling the void with this delusional nonsense. Sometimes that is true. I think there are some men who do, and I know we shouldn't do this in men and women, but the majority of us are in heterosexual relationships. The majority of us are dealing with masculine and feminine energy. That is like the most space. And so I'm sorry, but that's the kind of relationships that I know a lot about, and that's how I'm going to word it. You can flip it however you want. But I feel that a masculine energy, when they are ready, they will do anything, and they also will protect you. And if part of the protection for you is to protect you against them, that's a rather selfless act. Okay, so I don't know if that has something to do with this topic, because this is a mystery, blunt as fuck tarot reading, and that's how it's going to be from this point forward. I think I'm just going to read as the way, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I don't know how to do that. I got in this thing of like wanting to be all sensitive and wanting to be like, and I was like, girl, you're playing a part to appease people at this point. And I feel like I'm more in alignment with readers like Tyler's Tarot. I actually watch Tyler's Tarot, or I used to watch him, and I would watch him specifically because he would just argue with people and put them in their place. And I was like, okay, I love that he's himself, and he's not going to take any heat from anybody, and he's gonna clap back. And I'm the type of person, like, if you were to meet me in the wild and you were to say some shit to me, my response to you would be instant. It wouldn't be, I wouldn't let you walk all over me. I would not sit down and lay down and be like, you cannot talk to me that way. If you don't like my advice, go somewhere else. And I think that's how it's just gonna have to be. In this space, we're gonna have tea, okay? Or coffee, let's be honest. Like, we're coffee people here. If you're not a coffee person, you can stay, it's okay. But that's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be blunt readings from this point forward. And if you don't like it, I don't care. Don't tell me about it, okay? Unless you want to be put in your place. Maybe you do. Maybe you're a masochist and you're a glutton for punishment. I don't know. Anyway, so here we are, and we're going to do these blunt as fuck tarot readings, and they're actually going to be blunt as fuck. Do you ever see the titles on some of those are like blunt AF tarot readings, and the tarot reader is like, hi guys, hi my sweet loves, grand risings, and I was like, I thought we were being blunt. Call me a name. Anyway, all right. Let's move forward. We have group 1, group 2, group 3. These are a mystery to me as much as they're a mystery to you. I don't know what we're going to talk about. So let's start. And I ain't editing this video either. So if that's a problem for you, get over it. Hi, group one. You know what you chose? I don't know what this is, honestly. I don't know anything about crystals, and I've said that on the channel, and people are always like, they'll be like, oh, well, learning crystals is not hard. It's like, if I wanted to learn crystals, I would know crystals, okay? I just like them. They're pretty. They're shiny. I like to hold them in my hand. I don't give a fuck what they do. So I have this beautiful thing. Somebody in the comment section can tell you what it is. I don't know what it is. It's my gratitude rock. So this, I learned about the gratitude rock from the book The Secret, and I was like, ooh, you know what? I need me a gratitude rock. So I went out and I bought this at a local shop, and I just liked it because it just fit right in my palm. And what is that? Sorry, there's like stuff on the side of my hand. Anyway, I liked it for that reason, and that's why I got it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does. It makes me feel good. Does it make you feel good? It must, because you chose it. So let's get into your reading. We're going to talk about you today, group one. Of course we are. This is these are new, and I know people that are like not new here are going to know that. This is the Voice of Souls Oracle. We have the card You. I feel like this is really self-explanatory. I don't like reading from the book. I think y'all know that by now if you've been here for a second, that I think reading from the book is boring AF. But I'll look at it real quick just to tell you that I don't really think I'm going to read these very often. You think you don't know. That's how it starts. Your soul, it says you think you don't know. You think you don't see. You think you are not. You think you cannot. This is not so. So deep. You're an extraordinary being because you're a spiritual soul in a corporeal experience. Corporeal? What? Y'all, what's this word? corporeal. Corporeal? I don't know. See, all right, let's get rid of that. Goodbye. Anyway, this reading is about you. What do you need to know? And then I got these new bad boys, which I love these. Y'all, they're so pretty. You're gonna love them. It's called the Guardian of the Night Tarot. Feel free to copy me. All right, what's going on with you? What do we got going on here for group one? What do they need to know about, please? Ooh, it's been a while. I can feel the energy coming in. Here's the train. Oh my gosh, we're just back in the zone. Train confirmation coming in, because that's how we roll on this tarot channel. I heard that, I saw you, and I'm thinking of that song, I want to talk about you, or I want to talk about me, I want to talk about I want to talk about number one, what I think, what I want. Like, is this a moment for, like, you to just really step into, like, you? So deep. Okay, let's get serious. What's going on? What do they need to know about? That was a little bit much. We didn't need, look at that. Look at how many cards that was. I mean, honestly. What popped out, though, is Strength and the Page of Pentacles. You could be in a career opportunity or some shift in finances. Could be something that is, like, at the forefront of your brain. Temperance at the bottom of the deck right now. So having a bit of patience surrounding that, having a little bit of strength and courage. I do notice that there's a snake and a rat in this, or a mouse. Interesting, because that's predator and prey. And the mouse is, like, very curious here. Not a very intelligent animal, I suppose, but that is not a representation of you. Sorry. Just, I mean, that's very brave, though, right? For a mouse to be curious of a snake. All right, what else do we need to know? Ooh, okay. That's the Empress popping out right there. Obviously. That's you, baby. What else? Five of Swords. Oh, okay. So this is sort of like the forefront, I think, that, you know, it's like, and not even the forefront. I think that this is the authentic you. This is things that you got going on. Here's some conflict going on. There's a little bit of heartbreak. There's some sort of risk that you need to take. And here's this reminder. Here's this you card here on the bottom of the deck. Six of Wands is the most you card in the tarot deck, in my opinion. And beyond, biatch, you got the Ten of Pentacles here as well on the bottom of the deck. Underneath all of that is the Seven of Cups. So that the overarching theme is opportunity, decisions, choices. Here's decisions. Ooh, in the unseen. Okay. Look at all these. This is the Seven of Cups, the Queen of Swords, as well as the Moon, all underneath this Seven of Cups here. So this theme here is surrounding choices, decision making. Okay. You have a decision to make. I'm going to say this is surrounding some sort of financial endeavor. That's what I think that your reading is about. And this even could be an abundant, how do I want to word this, Crystal? An abundant endeavor of some sort. But I have a point here. What is my point? Girl. Dude, this ADHD brain sometimes, like, come on, catch up, trucker. This could just be an investment of some sort. Thank you. Jeez. The investment that you're making is something to do with yourself. So it doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, pentacles, yes, are oftentimes financial opportunities or financial endeavors, but I do like to see finances as abundance, and therefore I can, you know, put abundance into the metaphorical category or into the nature of personal perseverance in some capacity. So here you are in this Empress status, here in the center space, the Empress and the One, that's your center vibe right now, is wanting to be in this stable, well, I mean, even I think it's more so that you are in this stable space where you are sort of this embodiment of all the queens, right? That's what the Empress is. The Empress is basically a culmination of the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of who am I missing? Who am I missing? What did I say? Pentacles, Swords. Did I say Wands? Maybe you need some wand energy. That's possible. I mean, I feel you. Anyway. But it's just being in this space of like really choosing self. Okay, whatever the situation is, whatever you're going through in this moment, ding, 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 here we are in the same tarot space as I keep putting us in, but this is a choice in self. This is something that you're dealing with within self. You have conflict surrounding this. And, you know, here with the Ten of Pentacles, I don't know if this necessarily belongs specifically underneath the conflict here. We can see. Let's like get a little bit of clarity. Actually, let's bring out another tarot deck to build clarity for you. Who we gonna take out of here? Should we do standard tarot? Oh, you know what? Let's do my first tarot deck ever. How about that? Let's go super old school. To clarify, what are we clarifying? Five of Swords. Hang on. It's a little bit crooked, ain't it? Okay. Well. Oh, fuck. That's going to piss me off because I'm way too anal to have a crooked anything. That's a little bit crooked. Okay. Popping right out that just this tarot reading was like, get to the point. King of Pentacles and ooh, okay. Part of your conflict, things that you're not seeing, maybe just this you could be internalizing this a little bit, that there could be a masculine energy that maybe you feel is sort of the cause of all of this scenario that you're going through right now. Perhaps there is like somebody that even, it could be even that you feel that you need a stable masculine energy in order for you to be in alignment with this, without sort of the understanding that you're already kind of in alignment with this, and that, you know, if this is a place of placing blame, because here we have heartache over here with the Ten of Swords, that this is really something that, while it is impacting it, there's also this sort of overarching theme over here to be like, well, hold up a second. Is this situation because of what this person did? Is it really, like, yes, we could be in this situation or this scenario because of a masculine energy that operated a certain way. There's some sort of conflict that this person has created in our lives. But is it for our detriment or for our benefit? Because you're the Empress. And you're the six. You have the Six of Wands here. The Six of Wands in the traditional tarot is the man that's riding in and on his high horse with the wreath up on his horse, and he's like, "I belong." You know, it's like, it seems a little bit pompous, and that's how some readers read it. But no, I feel like he deserves to be on the damn horse. He worked for that wreath, right? Nobody just gave him that wreath because, you know, I don't know, maybe he did get a participation award. It's hard to say, but I don't personally feel that that's how that card reads for me. I feel like he deserves to be on his high horse, just as you do. And so here we are in this situation. Is like, it's the kind of the understanding, the lesson in this moment, the lesson in this situation, the lesson in this scenario. Was this experience for our detriment? Did it really create havoc in our lives, or did it create systems of improvement in our lives? That's really important. Clarify this Ten of Swords. Clarifying this, you have the Hanged Man in reverse, as well as the Two of Cups. There could be an energy surround you, and that now, like, this is sort of conflict that you have with this person, or there's some sort of heartache with this person, but they've kind of come out of hiding a little bit. They're communicating with you in some way, or wanting to give in to you, or wanting sort of a equal take with you. This could also be an indication that this is something that you want in a situation with a masculine energy, that you feel like this conflict and this like heartbreak that you have surrounding a situation has something to do with a masculine energy not giving to you the way that they can. Or it's one or the other. You know, in my opinion, in tarot land and in energy, you are on one side or the other. So you can take that how it resonates. For some of you, you're going to be on the side where you want the communication and you want it to be this, or you want this energy in your life in some way. You want this sort of stability to come from a masculine energy. You want this equal give and take. You want them to come out of hiding. Or you are in the space where you have dealt with a conflict with a masculine energy, and they are in your energy now. They've come out of hiding. They've come into this space, and they're giving you equal give and take. I think, in my opinion, and this is just me, not necessarily the cards, that we are giving a lot of power to this space. And the reason I'm going to say that, okay, I think I have the goal to back it up, is because over here you have all these very positive cards, okay? You have strength, which is courage, right? You have the Fool, which is risk, taking that leap forward, wanting to step forward in something, wanting to build into our abundance. And this is all, like, here we are, your overall theme, right, is you. And that's really important, because this is about you. This isn't about this person or this energy, or in many ways too, we could be placing a lot of responsibility on this person here. But over here, you know, this is the indication that you have what it takes to build all of this, okay? That this is actually contingent upon you. This, and part of the contingency seems to be about this acceptance that we belong in this status, that we are this status, that we deserve this. And I think here you are right now, underneath all of that, in this sort of analytical, over-analyzing, self-doubt kind of vibe, where it's like, well, we're going to be blunt, okay? Because that's what you're here for. It's a little bit of a pity party, and we don't need that, okay? And because it's like, okay, so this energy here is not it's like, there's so much resistance in this energy, right? Okay, let's find out, is this energy Oh, no, because the universe could actually work this in our favor. Because I was going to say, is this energy good for you? But any lesson that teaches you to better self-betterment is good for you. And sometimes those are very painful. So we're not going to go there. Let's find out. How are we going to dig into this a little bit deeper? You know, the one thing about mystery readings, honestly, is that I don't have a freaking clue what we're going to talk about. And then I get into this place and everything is just like kind of like being thrown at me. And I'm like, what are we going to talk about? You know? Hold on, water break. Well, let's get you some advice on what you need to do. And because I really just don't feel like this conversation is necessarily about this other person, to be fair. I know sometimes that we tap into reading and that's what we want to talk about. And if you have not been here for a second, then you know I definitely don't want to talk about that. Because I do feel like the better, like if you want to experience solid relationships, then you have to have a solid relationship with yourself. Point blank. Period. So what is the advice that group one needs in this situation? Like, what do they need to do? What does group one need to do, please? I just got like, do you pray? Because I pray so much. And for some reason, I was just doing this and I got very aware that like, I had forgot to do a blessing on this. And I mean, okay, 4 of Wands in reverse. I think actually what you're supposed to do is not focus so much right now on this, on union. Falling out as well was the Star. 3 of Swords in reverse. Advice here. Okay, on the back of the deck, 3 of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Underneath that is the Devil and Capricorn energy. But like this kind of like working together energy comes out underneath here. I don't want the Devil on the board. We're not going to do that. Really quick. Let's do, what is the 4 of Wands in reverse here for? Oh, funny. Dude, y'all, tarot is so fascinating sometimes. These came out, and they came out in the opposition. Oh. Is that crazy? Yeah. Energy is so cool, dude. All right, clarify this 3 of Swords. Justice in reverse. Ooh. Give me one more. Tell me more things. I'm nosy as fuck, bitch. Let's find out more. Oh, come. That's too many cards. Like, I'm not that nosy. Like, just one. Please. I get demanding sometimes. Ooh. Those all kind of say that those are very similar vibes. 3 of Swords in reverse. Justice in reverse. Wait, are these all upside down? Hold up. Did I move the deck upside down? I did. Well, nothing is without purpose. That's fine. Actually, it doesn't make sense. It would make more sense if they were the upright, but I think we can, well, we can twist it and reverse it. Interesting, though, is that the 4 of Wands came out in reverse, and then these two flipped, which I think is just the most fascinating thing. The 2 of Cups in reverse, the Hangman in the upright. Is like, the advice is to not give in to this situation, to not give it any more of your energy. You've been given it a lot of your energy. You've placed a lot of responsibility in this space in some way, or even that it's like this, because of this is this person's fault. It's a lot of blame placing, like, but it's like, it's easy sometimes when we have things that are going on within ourselves and we were in a situation with a person to look at the other person and go, this is your fault. The reason that we are here is because of you. And this doesn't discredit the things that the person did, but we have to understand that when we are tapped in energetically with another person, then we are matching the vibe. We don't find ourselves in relationships with people that act a certain way because we don't belong there. No, we're in a vibrational connection. So something about us matched that vibe. And I think that self-awareness and that acceptance is something that is really, 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 really important for us to understand. Now, hear me out before you start being like, what? They did this and this and this. Yes, we know. Okay, like, but how long did you allow it for? That's the thing. Here we have the Seven of Pentacles. What I think is so interesting about the Seven of Pentacles in this deck is that there's like cobwebs around the abundance. Do you see that? Is like these have been sitting here for so long in the space of like indecision, in the space of like putting all of the eggs in this basket that they have now they have grown webs. Right. So we're in this phase as like, it's kind of like this is a dead zone in some way, but also it's like we've placed operating in this fashion of putting all the eggs in this basket and saying that this is all this person's fault, or this is happening because of this person, is really taking away any self-responsibility in a situation or scenario to go, hey, not a second, like I accepted that. At one point, I thought that that was great for me. I've been accepting this for myself. If you have a situation where somebody is not communicating with you and you're just sitting around and you're just twiddling your thumbs and you're just waiting and buying time and trying to and thinking about them and dwelling about them and letting them live rent-free up in your head, well, then first of all, there's a lot of things that are getting put on the back burner in that. And one of those things happens to be self-respect, which is a big one. This is a big one that would be put on the back burner in a situation like that. Here's what you need, right? Is like, you need someone that's willing to work with you. You need someone that is willing to give. Here's like, look at this. Look at this King of Cups. This King of Cups took that cup and put it on his nose and brought it to the surface just for you. Like, I mean, excellent precision on behalf of this orca. So that's the kind of energy that you want. You want to feel chosen. You want to feel like you have come in on your high horse and there is somebody who was like hangs their wreath on you. Like that is the one for me. Now, this working together is a mutual thing. We both have to be in a space where we're working in unison. We can't be in spaces that we are expecting or placing all of the responsibility onto the other party to do all of the things and to be all of the things and to, it's like, hey, I'm just going to sit pretty. But also there's an understanding too that when it comes to masculine energy, if a masculine energy wants something, a masculine energy will get it. They will chase that. And chase is like a weird word in today's world, but that's just how it works. If they want something, it's not going to take that much for them to obtain it. They'll let you know. Here we are too. And I feel like this is like, there's some sort of like heartbreak surrounding this situation that we don't want to face. That's what I feel. Because it's like the acceptance of this then allows us to move forward, because and we're just like, no, I don't want to accept that. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel this in the reverse. I want to stay away from that. Or this could be, for some of you too, this is you have come out of this. Okay, you're in alignment with this reading because you have an understanding of this. Now the way that you've placed blame is like, because they did this, you fell 10 steps backwards. But really, when you fall 10 steps backwards, that gives you an opportunity to learn 10 new ways to dust yourself up and pick yourself up. I get knocked down 9, but I get up 10 kind of vibe, right? Like, we ain't here to have a pity party. You're in my collective, bitch. And if you're here, that means that, it's like we're done kind of putting ourselves on the back burner to to be like, oh, like life sucks. Like, I don't want to deal this anymore. I don't want to deal with that. I don't like, why did they operate like that? I didn't deserve that. And it's like, yeah, no, you didn't. But here's the thing, is that there is an arduous road to heaven, right? So there's the difficult path to heaven or the fast road to hell, baby. So which, pick your poison here. Do you want instant gratification or do you want to learn? And that's kind of what's going on here. We want to feel justice. We want to put this burden down. We want to have a new beginning. Here we are, we're stuck in this stagnancy. I think that the reason we're in this stagnancy is because we're dealing with this energy that just is causing some sort of resistance or has caused resistance in our life at some point, and we are kind of placing all of the responsibility on that part, on that energy to sort of fix the problem for us. But nobody can do that for us. This is something that we need to be able to fix for ourselves. And also is like, what's something else that's kind of being put on the back burner here when we're dealing with all this other energy. If you notice, everything around here is mostly in the reverse, except for the hangman energy. Perhaps this energy of going within, having this sort of divine intervention, connecting in with the spiritual world and something outside of yourself, praying if that's what you do. I really personally feel like a connection with God is very important. But if you don't believe in God, you have some kind of way of like having faith in something outside of yourself is a very positive, uplifting, and very rewarding experience in life, in my humble opinion. And so here you are, and then all this other stuff you have going on in sort of the upright of the reverse of all these things. And then in the upright over here is sort of this thing that kind of gets put on the back burner a little bit, is actually this, the opportunity. It's kind of like an opportunity thing too, where the opportunity to work with an energy like this is getting placed. It's almost prolonging our ability to connect in with an energy, a masculine energy like this, who is very emotionally mature, who is able to give to you and communicate to you in a way that will make you feel safe. Part of the feminine energy, where we operate best and where we can let go of our anxieties and our fears and our worries, is when a masculine energy is creating safety. Obviously, when the feminine and masculine energy are working together in unison, they are powerhouses. They are unstoppable. That is why there is a whole system coming down against those energies right now in the world around us, because I think there is some sense of understanding that at our foundations, when the feminine and masculine energy work together in unison, they are very powerful. So if you are in a situation with a masculine energy in which there's a lot of resistance, that is also powerful. We need to understand that nature has a dark and a light side, correct? And so when you are dealing with energy where there's a lot of resistance, you are sort of expanding upon the darkness, right? You're expanding that dark energy, you're engulfing in that dark energy, and now you're seeing a culmination of things in your life that aren't going in favor, because you are dealing with an energy that is supposed to be working in alchemy, and you are doing the opposite. You are alchemizing fear instead of joy. And that is not ever going to work in a partnership. So I think that that's something that is kind of going on with this theme for your reading. I feel like that whole message right there, that speech was a huge ass speech, dude. On really kind of how we need to understand these energies. But I'll leave you a card to, what are we going to do? Should we do a message card? You know what? Actually, let's just do another one of these. Voice of the Soul's Oracle. They're very direct and to the point. One message card to end group 3's reading, please. Oh my goodness, here's spiritual message. Okay, so while I was shuffling that, I heard this song. Oh gosh, I don't know who it's by, but it's like, you be the church, I'll be the steeple. You be the king, I'll be the people. Well, I was feeling such a wreck, I thought you'd treat me unkind, but you helped me change my mind. Who sings that? I don't know. It's like these two girls that sing it. I don't even know the original song, honestly, but you can look up the lyrics to that and listen to the whole song. But it is basically like, it's like, you got my love forever, darling, all the days. And I think that's the kind of relationship that you really want. Why are we in this space, in this situation, this scenario of dealing with these masculine energies that we're allowing to create this much resistance in us and create this much havoc and this much upheaval and the amount of self-sacrificing and fawning that we're doing in that space is unhealthy. And especially, and you know, I guess it works for several different scenarios, but if this person really did wreak havoc, then, you know, moving into communication with that person with an air of caution, it would be a really, you know, would be a wise decision, you know. Some part of this too, I feel like the whole channeling and the way that this came in, I feel like that was just a spiritual message in and of itself, this reading for you. All right. If this resonated with you, I think I'm going to do more blunt readings in the future. I vibe with this a little bit, I think, more. I know that if you've been here a second, you're like, girl, what? You're changing it up again? Dude, I mean, listen, 0.01% of the human population watch these videos. I have the opportunity right now to change it. I'm not talking to 500,000 people. I'm talking to, you know, 300 people. So it's okay. I can do that. I'm learning. I didn't expect to be monetized this quickly. So, I guess like, and it, you know, we'll see. I think that's what I want to do. And I don't know. I'm learning that I'm a relatively indecisive human. I didn't realize this about myself until I tried to read tarot for people and try to figure out what the hell I need to do to send them to deliver the right message. But I do know that y'all really have in the past given me a lot of feedback on communicating as the, you know, naturally as I can and being, you know, the blunt human that I am. So I think that's just what we're going to do. And I tried getting into, you know, I really did want to do the zodiac readings and stuff like that, but I felt like the reason I was doing it was because I wanted to be, I don't know. I just wanted to be like more like cushiony. I wanted y'all to stay around. I wanted you to like me. And I realized that I was inadvertently bringing in sort of my personality flaws, one of my bigger struggles in life, which is feeling like I want people to like me, which is something I've struggled with quite a bit. And also understanding that a part of the reason that people don't like me is because of my authenticity, and I had to like swallow that. So I think I just was in a space of, you know, I've just been kind of like trying to understand myself and face the fear. You know, on the other side of the fear is success. So I'm very sorry that we've been on a roller coaster on this channel. I know that's probably very frustrating for you. And for those of you who have stuck around with me despite that, y'all are incredible humans. And I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you so much, Group 1. Enjoy the rest of your day. Group 3. This was actually in the reverse, but I think I'm going to read these cards in the upright underneath here. I just saw what your card was. I snuck your card. I'm sorry, Group 2. Group 2, if you chose this pretty thing, I don't know what it is. I don't know anything about crystals, and I don't necessarily want to. I just think they're pretty. It's not really my thing that I want to learn about. I'm just not one of those type of humans, and that's fine. But if I love them, I like to look at them, I like to put them in my hand. It probably would be important if I knew what they did or what they stand for. There's a little heart in this one. Can you see that? Cute. So if you chose this rock and this card, this is your reading. Now, the reason that I said I saw this in the reverse was because your card was forgiveness, and it did come out in the number 19 on that. 19 is my best friend's number. Anyway, forgiveness is the theme of your reading. Now, I'm not going to go into, like, this is just for me to understand, like, what it is that we're going to be talking about. I'm not going to go in and read the book. I tried to read the book in pile 1, and I realized that it was just very, like, I mean, the card really, like, the word represented what it means quite well, and it just was more words to explain one thing, so we don't need that. Okay. Forgiveness is the theme. Let's find out what's going on with group 2. Group 2 collective, what do you need? You're blunt AF. Who summoned him? That's the devil card. Okay. Could be surrounded in some kind of control. There's not enough cards, but I mean, the devil energy is very controlling. Capricorn energy. Not because Capricorns are controlling, but because that's what the devil card in the tarot represents. Okay? Okay. The Capricorns watching this are like, ah, but also facts. Aren't you? Bottom of the deck, you have the world. Okay, so you have the devil, the 3 of pentacles, the 9 of pentacles, and the chariot. World and 2 of wands. What? Okay, so I feel like your forgiveness is honestly about working with an energy. Let's actually clarify this devil card. Who is this? Clarify the devil card, please. I busted out my very first standard tarot deck. Look at it. Look at how it's going old school. Oh my gosh. Who fell out? Devil. Devil is clarified by the 6 of pentacles in reverse. So this would have been somebody who was very, who just, it's like they really just worked against you and not with you. However, which is very interesting, now they want to work with you. They want to build something with you. Or you want to build something with them. You know, I guess it's one of the other things here. Because you have the 3 of pentacles. This is a card about working with somebody. This is about working together. It's very much a very kind of a family oriented card in some way, right? It's about building upon something, having sort of this, camaraderie, I guess. 9 of pentacles is also building, but it's a little bit more of like, it's like planting things so that it's, oh gosh, there's a phrase that I want to tell you right now, but it's like, you know, kind of like a well-oiled machine, right? Where whatever the seeds that we have planted, now they're kind of working and growing. It's like fruits of our labor. Thank you, brain, for catching up. There's something that you've been working on, something that you've even potentially both been working on, since these are very, like, this is kind of a working together card a little bit. This is moving then very quickly. There's something changing within this, and one of those things that is existing in this space is this forgiveness, this opportunity, forgiveness, this opportunity to move forward. What concerns me a little bit is that this is representative of the devil card here. You have an awareness with this person or this energy that you've dealt with that they have the potential to work against you. But now we seem in this space of like, we're like, I don't want this forgiveness to be an inclusion of forgetting that this exists. I think that's just me personally looking at it, reading it from my own opinion on the topic. But we're in this space right now. We're kind of like building upon something and doing some sort of planning in the future. Why is this all happening here? What's underneath here? 5 of Pentacles. What's underneath that? The 4 of Swords. yeah, I feel like underneath that all, underneath this like working together energy, this building, there is an apprehension here. There is this awareness that, you know, the Five of Pentacles is sort of, I always think about the standard Rider, not the standard Rider-Waite. I always think of the Light Seers Tarot, and in that there is like this woman and she's like in despair and she's sitting behind this door and she has the key to like get her out of this situation. She's literally sitting in the room, the locked room, with the key. She holds the key to open this door. There's something about like something in our healing process, some things that we've been learning through reflection in terms of how to work together, even how to build upon this. This could be a situation where you kind of have to work with this person, and so there's a need for forgiveness in this space. And that is existing here. There's apprehension. There's a little bit of apprehensive energy because this is definitely an energy that at one point was working against you and not with you. Or they are currently working against you and not with you, and you want there to be some sort of forgiveness to move forward, to kind of plant some new seeds, to build into a future. You have a plan in motion. You want to see that through. Let's figure out what your challenge is here. So that is kind of your theme. I am so dehydrated, y'all. Hang on. I was very wordy in the last reading. And I drank like, what? Okay. The Tower and Temperance came out. They're like, shut up and do my reading. Well, nobody cares about your dehydration. Okay then. Fine. Oops. King of Swords. So this, you know, I think that perhaps like there's a masculine energy that kind of came in. And they're communicative. This would have been something that happened a bit abruptly. The challenge, okay, so this could actually work two ways, because in energy, I feel like you're on one end of the situation or the other. So it's either that there is a masculine energy that needs to communicate, that needs to put forward communication, or they did, and that's sort of the disrupt. We'll clarify that power in a second. What else do we got here? What is the challenge here for them? You have a similar challenge to group one. I think there's some sort of energy surrounding this. Challenge is there's an emotional immaturity in this. There's not being, and also on the bottom of the deck you have Judgment as well as the Knight of Swords. So arguably communication is not really happening the way that you want it to. And so that's something that's kind of getting in the way. There seems to be some sort of emotional immaturity surrounding this, with the King of Cups coming in to the reverse. Honestly, that's like infantile emotions, or not being able to express emotions, holding emotions back, having walked away even from providing emotions, and then being very just like cut and dry communication, not offering very much in terms of communication. Also, there's this awareness of you know, this energy and the star energy. This is you here, representative in this, I would say, because typically I talk to feminine energies, and so I wouldn't really put you into this masculine energy space here, in which this is the sort of an understanding that whatever the situation is that you're dealing with, I think there's an awareness that you might have deserved better than what you were dealt. Let's clarify these cards. Clarify that Tower, please. What is the challenge here? Yeah, okay. I was gonna go into Temperance. There's some sort of decision. These all kind of exist here. Hold on. Two of Swords, Five of Cups, Ace of Wands. Let's just go across the board. Clarify that King of Swords. What's up? with this King of Swords energy. Oh, yeah. So the challenge could potentially be that the communication is just not where it needs to be, honestly. That either forgiveness needs to be communicated, it's not being communicated, someone needs to apologize in this situation. There isn't being a whole lot of emotion being brought to it. Okay, what else do we got? King of Cups in reverse, clarify, please. And then that star. What is the star talking about? Clarify the star, please. Let me get this one card out and then I'll read for you. A little bit of impatient energy. I don't know. It could be me. I could be just impatient with myself. Ooh. The Empress is like, because I take time to come out. Okay. Exactly. That kind of clarifies too that this was you, and that this is sort of that energy, this awareness of needing to understand sort of our individual power too. In this situation, sort of the challenge, the big sort of thing come in. I think what's going on here is that the Tower is that there's a need to work together. There's a need for work to be done in some capacity. Now, like I said, in terms of energy, you're on one end of the spectrum or the other in this situation. So either you have work to do in this situation, or, you know, which is very possible. We tend to mirror in connections, or this person does. And, you know, if you're dealing with the masculine energy, I would say that in this situation, masculine energy is the one that is sort of like kind of downloading in a way, is not communicating in this situation, is sort of being in the space of building sort of knowledge in some way, maybe divine intervention. They arguably might be the one that has work to do on communication and emotional stability. Temperance, and the thing that is going on here is that there is a need here to walk away from old patterns of behavior and developing intuition as well. And there is some sort of newness to this situation, something going on that is new to it, a new idea, a new understanding of things, or a new way of doing things, or a reestablishment of some sort. This forgiveness coming in and being the overarching image or overarching energy is that in order to move this forward, that is something that would need to occur here. Is, you know, in order to kind of build into a new beginning. The masculine energy here in this situation has maybe withheld emotion in this space, or not been very transparent or forthcoming when it comes to the emotional aspect of the connection here in this space. Like they're not giving that, and yet there's a very clear message here that we're kind of in a space of, I don't want to put a feminine energy in a space of having dealt with a situation like this and then assuming that they don't need to do anything. It really depends on the situation and scenario, on what you have going on in this situation. But a lot of this energy here and a lot of what's going on, this sort of turmoil, seems to be realistically existing in the masculine's energy and not the feminine. I feel like the feminine is more so in a space of just like, in some way kind of sitting on her throne. And I don't know if that's because, you know, this situation she didn't cause, and that she's the one sort of in a space of requiring forgiveness from the actions and behaviors of others. But I also feel like we have to be very careful in the current space of feminine entitlement and make sure that we are not in a space where we feel that we don't have to do anything in a situation in order for it to work cohesively, because that is not true. Work is kind of a thing that could be needing to be done on both sides. But I think that how that's going to work, or how this is going to be most effective, is actually if the masculine energy is the one that communicates that there is a need for things to look differently, or they apologize for something that they did, or they bring forth some sort of communication surrounding forgiveness or surrounding this situation. If they Also, if they kind of operate in a bit of an energy that is a little bit more being able to put down the past, and then also being able to move forward and be a little bit more emotionally available, emotionally open within this space. So there is a need for some kind of a letting go of the past. Faux show. Oh, what else do you got? Let's figure out what you need to do here, okay? Because I do feel like that was kind of like the challenge is like really what the masculine energy could be going through. I want to know what the feminine energy is up to. What does the feminine energy need to do in this situation? What does the feminine energy need to do in this situation? Oh. Someone was like, what does that mean? What are these like, speak, bitch. There's a Tower and Temperance. Oh, interestingly enough, like it's very fascinating because communication is kind of existing on both sides. Bottom of the deck, you have the Fool. So that forward momentum, right? Let's clarify some things. At least clarify, just clarify the Seven of Swords for me. I think I can understand everything else. As a Nine of Cups in the reverse, I think that what, ooh, hold on. There's an upside there. Look at this. I don't know how that happened, but we're going to find out what that is. Ooh, fascinating. Feminine energy. For now, okay. What it seems like the feminine energy needs to do in this situation is to not give into it anymore, at least in the way that you have previously. If you're in a space and in a situation where, if you're representative of the Empress, okay, and the energies that you are dealing with are in representation to being in the reverse, like the King of Cups in reverse, for instance, or the King of, the King of Communication, essentially, the King of Swords is being met with the Hanged Man, which is what you in your challenge and in your previous space. Arguably, that's somebody who is, you could say that that's an energy who might be emotionally immature and who is withholding their communication. So I think that when it comes to the term of forgiveness, the only time we can forgive someone if they showcase a clear indication of change. We can't move into a situation in which we're like, oh, I want this situation to not be what it is anymore, and so I'm going to reach out to you and I'm going to forgive you for the things that you're doing so that you don't have to have any accountability and actually approach me with your apology. Well, no, we're not doing that. And why aren't we doing that? Because here's the Emperor on the bottom of the deck that's like, I would do that. If I made a mistake, I would own it. I ain't going to let anybody else, I'm going to own my mistakes. If I make a mistake, you're going to know about it. If I feel some type of way, you're going to know about it. Because I'm the king of communication. And so this is really like, here with the Seven of Swords and then the wish fulfillment card being in the reverse, which is the Nine of Cups in the reverse. You have the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups in reverse. These are both cards that are about, like, literally about, building upon the fruits of our labor, building upon that wish fulfillment. We know that, like, and also it's a clear indication of imbalance. When you think about the fact that if you are in a space and you are able to offer 9 out of the 10 pentacles, and then all you need is like one person to come in with their pentacle and kind of match you on that to build into that 10 of pentacles the space, is that realistically balanced, Something I heard recently that I think is really important is that the masculine is the head and the feminine is the neck. I do think the feminine energy is very capable of being a support system. I do think that they are very, I think that we tend to naturally operate better in a support system, and we can do that very well if the head is thinking clearly and making good choices, and is communicating and is guiding in some way or leading in some way, right? Well, we don't want to be in charge of all of the things, correct? And so here you are, you have this like Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, Nine of Cups in the reverse. So now we're in a space of like, what is it that Spirit is kind of telling you to do here? Well, it's like, well, stop giving in so much into spaces where you're not getting that in return. Is kind of like the big theme, right? That perhaps like the communication that needs to come in, as well as you to communicate really that you don't want to deal with that kind of BS anymore, right? And that I feel like is a challenge for this particular group. There may be some things surrounding communication that you have fear over, that moving into that kind of communication, moving into more vulnerable communication, being able to say like, this is not working for me, or even sort of this anticipation of needing to have whatever forgiveness is in this space presented to you in a way that you can work with, that you can go, okay, I forgive you. Now let's move here. Or for some of you, again, like here we are with energy, you can be on the other side of that, though I don't know how many of you are tapping into tarot readings when you think that you're the problem, but perhaps you are. Then it would be an indication that if you're on the other side of that coin, that there's something that you have not communicated, and that you perhaps have placed a lot of responsibility on this other person to do all of the communication while doing none. And now you're in a position that if you want to see true forgiveness in this state, there has to be some sort of accountability, right? Okay. Let's get you one more card to close out your reading. I hope this made sense. Did this make sense to you, group 2? If it made sense to you, you could like the video because that really helps. Or you could subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Leave me a comment. There's that King of Swords that was like, but I do want to communicate. Well, then do it. Okay. Final message card. We are going to do another one of these. Final message card for group 2. You get 2. Message of freedom. What is this here? Reproach in the reverse. Message of freedom. I think that really for you right now, that what you are kind of being asked to do in this moment, group 2, is kind of like release yourself from this. It's crazy because I feel very compelled for this group in particular. It's like for some of you, you're on the other side of the spectrum. For some of you, it's that you need to be more free in your communication. You need to be more free in expressing yourself. You need to be more vulnerable, or fear your voice less. And so the freedom surrounding that is really you kind of communicating a little bit more about your wants and your needs, and how you feel about this situation, or what something like that, or what you want to see come to fruition in this space. And then others of you, it's more so that there needs to be, in order for the freedom to exist for you, in order for this situation to really move into a healthier space, or a space where forgiveness can exist, is that you kind of, you can't be asking people to, how do I want to word this? You cannot ask somebody to say they're sorry, kind of thing, right? They need to come to you and they need to apologize to you on their own accord. That's how accountability works. That is the only way that the situation is going to work, is if the community, like whoever needs to do the forgiving does the forgiving. Is basically that. And that's the message. I hope that made sense. If this resonated with you, group 2, and you like these readings that are very transparent and blunt and not sugar coated and candy coated, then do like and subscribe to this channel. If you are concerned that if you make a certain type of comment that the reader will clap back, then you are in the wrong space, because I will clap back. I don't want to, like, don't whine to me about the reading. It's just for entertainment purposes. Do not shoot the messenger. I honestly, like, I love y'all, and I am so grateful that you're here. But if it didn't resonate with you in any capacity, you know, just move on, right? Okay. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here in group 2. Enjoy the rest of your day. Group 3. Oh boy. Hello, group 3. I said that because the energy that came in was so interesting. Definitely a different vibe. And what's crazy is I had to take a break because I had to go do kind of like a ritual type of thing where I had to eat something. I had to, like, get prepared. I had to light a new incense. It was like, no, we're clearing the energy from those other two groups. We're separating ourselves. So, group 3, if you chose this beautiful crystal that I don't know anything about, this is your reading. Don't tell me in the comments about how easy it is to learn about crystals and that all the things I should do to learn about crystals. I don't know if it's really my forte. Someone in the comments section could potentially know more about crystals than I do. Maybe they'll tell you. For me personally, I just think they're pretty. I like to have them around. I don't, I guess I could look into what they do and maybe that would be beneficial for me. But, I'm one person. I'm doing a whole lot of things. So it is what it is. Group 3, guide. Wow. All of the energies just dropped out right now where it got very quiet in an instant as soon as I said guide. I feel like this is going to be either a message from a guide to you or an indicator that you are a guide here in this world. We'll find out. What is this about? Four of Pentacles. Something that we're holding on to. And the Emperor and the King of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. Excuse me. Straight made me hiccup. Now you bring the Emperor out and I'm like, oh, okay. We mean business? Okay. What else do we have here? Queen of Wands in the reverse. Ten of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Let's clarify these cards. Oh my gosh. Hi. Three of Swords in the reverse. Hanged Man. I feel like, okay, I think there's somebody in your energy that you don't know about. Or maybe you do know this person, but it just feels very unknown. It feels like you don't know about this. That is like wanting to fight for you. It could be somebody that has options. What? We know that I don't like readings like this. What you doing here? Clarify. I don't even need to clarify it. Like, this is really interesting. Like, I really do feel like there is... Okay. We're gonna... What's that Ron reader that does a delusional checkpoint? We're gonna do that. Okay, cool. There could be some kind of energy... who's kind of like reflected upon you in some way. Maybe they went through some heartbreak in the past. They're kind of getting over that. There's something that they are sort of holding dear to them. I think it's actually this, like, the way that they feel, some sort of pain. They really feel like, in some way, like, they feel like the feminine energy is not very passionate about this situation, or is not, like, it's like you're not emotionally connected into it. You're kind of like, you're just not there with it. So maybe you're not, maybe this person feels like you're not attracted to them in some way, or that there's just like this passion with you missing in this space, that you're not really giving into this passionately, that you're not passionate about this. However, what they're kind of hiding from you is that they would be willing to fight for you. Now, I think maybe this person, how they present is that there's somebody that maybe has a whole lot of options, but they're in sort of this energy where it's like this is sort of hidden from you in some way. Like there's something about this is just not going through. And they want to give to you. Okay, there's that. Okay, there's that. And I'm being very pushed right now to remember that there's a guide thing. Or there's a guide around you, an energy around you. Because this is kind of divinely guided here, you know. Or you have a guide of some sort that is like very powerful, very masculine energy that I was going to say, like, I was going to basically repeat some of the things that I said about this, but then I had this hit too that this could be an energy where when the term guide comes in, it's like a leadership thing, where this is an energy that leads. This is such a masculine energy, like a very, very traditionally masculine energy, which I will argue until I'm blue in the face, the majority of feminine energy want. That is what they want. They want an energy that is safe. They want an energy that protects. They want an energy that feels secure. And oftentimes that is a very healthy masculine energy. This is a healthy masculine energy. And it's very coming in like they want to give into you. They've spent some time reflecting from this. They're kind of done reflecting on it, but it's like they're keeping this into themselves, or they're sort of having faith in this, or they're working on something to be able to give this, but they feel as though you are not giving into it. It's like, in some way, it's almost like this person is even aware of me. Like they don't even know I exist. Okay. What is this about? This is so left field. What is going on here? All right, let's dig into this deeper. Who is this person? What is this about? I love, honestly, the imagery in this, that it's like a panther coming through the flowers. That's you. You're in the little flower patch, and the big old masculine panther is coming to get you. Calgon, take me away. Okay. Anyway. Any of my viewers know what that's from? Like, anyway. Okay. Who is this, or what is this about? Who is this person? What is this about? Explain this to me further. That's way too many cards. Let's be like... These new decks are kind of hard to... You're kind of being asked to use your intuition on this. In some ways, it's like you kind of might know this person already, or have at least a general awareness of them. You might have some kind of... They are very attracted to you. I think that's something that needs said here. Two of Pentacles. This is something that you need to give into a little bit more. You might be the hanged man here, you know, which is really interesting. You know how before it's like, I think you both are kind of in this like state of like, you know something, you know more, but are just kind of hiding it. Magician in the reverse even, I just popped out for me. Let's clarify some cards here. Look at this Wheel of Fortune, y'all. Look at this card. That's so pretty, right? Love the imagery in this deck. Okay. And in some ways, I think that too, like, you know, I asked like who this person is, right? And what's going on in the situation. And then here you have this feminine energy coming out. That's weird. Ain't it? What? Oh. The Two of Swords clarifies the Two of Swords. use your intuition here. It's like Tower popped out. This could be a situation on an energy that maybe like the absence of communication was abrupt, or there's some sort of like the Hanged Man for me is very much divine guided, something being divinely guided to you. That guide over and over again. Dude, explain this reading to me, because I'm sometimes mystery readings, man, I love them so much, but I get so tripped up in this space occasionally. Like, what is this about? Okay, keep going. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. I need an aha moment, please. Y'all know, I got an ADHD brain. I need it spelled out to me like clear as day, baby. Working together, all that energy dropped out again, like the whole world around us just disappeared. All of the energy stopped at once. For the Wheel of Fortune. There's a message in the group 1 space for you in terms of alchemy and understanding how the feminine and masculine energy alchemize together, and making sure that we're avoiding situations and scenarios with masculine energies that place resistance. We have to understand that for every light there is a dark. Okay, so if you are in a space in which you are feeling resistance in any way in a connection or in a situation or scenario, that resistance is existing for a reason, especially if that is a masculine energy. That's not how you are supposed to work together. How you're supposed to work together in terms of masculine and feminine energy is you are to alchemize and build together in order to expand upon good, not to expand upon fear. Oh, okay then. Queen of Wands and the Hanged Man. Here you are. It's like there's that, like, I think this is you, actually, very much so, being in this. You could be putting yourself in a situation or a scenario within an energy. It's interesting because it's like, who is this is like the question, or who is this, or I did say what's the situation too, but I feel like this is you kind of also being in this space of like having sort of a disconnect with understanding this equal give and take. What that looks like. Here's the Lovers. You have some pain in your past that is impacting the present situation, sort of closing you off from being able to use your intuition in certain situations and scenarios to really alchemize and work together with these other energies. I do think there's a big message in the group 1 space for some reason in this for you guys, for you here in group 3. So if you were kind of teetering between those two, I would actually recommend that you look into that one, because it might be a good message for you. You are building into this moment your intuition. You are in, here's the thing, is I feel like what's going on, okay, that masculine energy, right, that you want to be connected in with, that you want to have the way that you want it to work, is sort of like this emperor-like energy, right? And understanding what that means. Okay, here we are, we're building in this intuition. I think that this moment, when you have the Hanged Man and it's clarified by the Tower, this is sort of like divine intervention. That the experience and the moment that you're in right now is divinely guided to you as a lesson for you to understand connection better, to understand how to work with one another better. It's almost calling you to, you know how I said that the masculine energy sees the feminine energy as not having passion for them, or passion for life, or passion, like there's something absent of the passion in this femininity. The feminine is sort of in this space of, here we are with the Hanged Man here, the Hanged Man here, came out in the first space as well. Is, you know, the feminine energy right now is sort of going through this download. And I think one of those downloads that a lot of feminine energies are going through right now is this getting outside of this this quote culture that is telling us like, why chase you when I'm the prize? Like, imagine a man posting shit like that and how appealing that is. Like, let's get real, y'all. It's not appealing, and that's a big problem. And men are going to look at that, and they're going to look at those things and be like, well, okay, like this woman is going to expect me to walk on water while she does nothing. Because we've been sort of guided into the space of saying that the feminine energy just is and does and bees and just receives, and we're just all the things just come to us because we're so important. Shut up. That's not how this works. I don't think that's how this works. I don't think that that is how it is supposed to work. Because the feminine energy is a support system, an emotional support system, a reassurance support system, an appreciative support system, a grateful support system. When the masculine energy comes to her and and gives to her and allows her to feel safe, she's grateful for that. She isn't in a space of expectation. She's not in a space of operating. She's in a space of presence. Whatever is being given to her, if it is given with sincerity, then she's grateful for it, right? Understanding that in order to have the kind of relationships that we have to be able to do something, right? We have to work something, work on ourselves. Arguably what you're kind of building into this awareness is building in a little bit more passion for life, a little bit more passion for self, a little bit more passion for femininity, a little bit more joy, a little bit more of, look at this wand. The crow is delivering the wand to the queen. Like, here you go. Here is your wand to manifest the life that you want. Something that is existing, that's tripping up in the feminine energy. Has she been knocked off her pedestal through some heartbreak? Okay, but what about the heartbreak in the feminine energy? How much of that is it? Here's the thing with a lot of feminine energies right now in the world today is that we are building in a space of tolerance, right? We are tolerating the things that someone does out of this idea that it is our tolerance that is love. No. Acceptance would be love. Teaching agency. I just learned that today. I knew I learned it for a reason. Personal accountability. Okay, we're not going to hold all the weight for these people who operate. We're not gonna make excuses for energy that is giving us all the time to make excuses. Something that we need to know about the masculine energy is that when a masculine energy is in it, they are like so in it. But something that could potentially, just hear me out, something that could deter a masculine energy is this assumption that this energy here has been really hurt. The feminine energy has been very hurt. There's been a lot of things. Now they see every man is like slimy and now they're in a space of like, no, I will never give to another man again. I'm not, he's got to do all the things. He better bend over backwards. He better check 12 boxes. And what do I got to do? Nothing. I just got to sit here and look pretty. And maybe that is something that we're supposed to do. Maybe we are just supposed to sit here and look pretty, and then the right one will come along and they'll be like, hey, you're pretty. I like you. I'll choose you, and I will chase you until the end of the earth. and maybe that's possible, but building upon a solid connection and a solid relationship with others does require our reciprocity. It does require us to give into it. It does require us to work with that person and to be somebody who can be worked with. There's a lot of feminine energy right now existing in the world that is very difficult to work with. And that is something that we just need to accept for ourselves. And I think that many women in general, like if you are a feminine energy, if you're a woman and you have operated in the world at all, at any point, I think it's very easy for us to understand why there might be an exponential amount of feminine energy that is not super easy to work with. And here's the thing about that is that another thing that is sort of indoctrinated and ingrained into the feminine energy is that everything is the masculine's fault. Imagine trying to find a connection in which you're already up against the odds that if anything happens at all, it's your fault every time. I would say that they probably want to meet very soft, very forgiving, very understanding feminine energies. I don't know. I guess this is just a message. I don't really understand the nature of this one, but hopefully you took something away from this. Okay. Final message for group 3. Help. On the bottom of this, I have karmic message and submission. Dun, dun, dun. Speaking of submission, okay, it's very interesting because not that long ago I talked about this in a quote. There was I don't even know where I got this information from or where I was listening to it, but they were talking about how a secure feminine energy is naturally submissive. And so what they require is reassurance and respect. Okay. And then on the flip side of that, it's like, actually, we mirror in that sense because both sides require that. Reassurance and respect. Reassurance and respect will make a feminine energy naturally submissive. Reassurance and respect will make a masculine energy naturally go get thing. If you're a woman and you have boys, if you're a mother and you have boys, one of the things that boys really do really, really well at is positive reinforcement. It's insanely effective on the masculine energy. It's like you tell them like, man, you're so amazing at that. And then watch that multiply. So if you have a masculine energy that is very, like, they come to me and they communicate with you and you're like, man, thank you so much for communicating with me in the way that you do. I really appreciate it. It really makes me feel a sense of ease when you reach out or you call me or, you take that extra step that I'm not personally used to. And so I'm so grateful that you are, practice gratitude, tell them thank you. And don't be so demanding. All right, group 3, if this resonated with you, I'm not really sure if this resonated with me, but it is what it is. It was a mystery reading. I was kind of going off the cuff. So not kind of, I was. If this resonated with you, you'd like to read more or listen. Oh, geez, Louise. If you would like to hear more from me in the future, please like and subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment down below. Thank you so much for being here. And I think I'll be doing everything in the blunt format from this point forward. So hopefully that's your cup of coffee because it is mine. All right, group 3, have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here.